first down instead of 28. Shaw, all day to throw. Johnson wide open. He put it on him. Andre Johnson, touchdown Houston.
Look at these two hot chickens. Finkel wants some Dinkel. Give it to me, huh? Come on, do it. Lay it on right here. Do it. Do it. He means a kiss. We're doing little voices. Come on, please.
Come on, do it. You're here. Welcome, week 1. Come on, do it. Fantasy report with Alan Fed.
It's actually week 2, my man, but it's week 1.
It's week 1 of the video.
First week of the video.
First week.
Cracking that baby off brand new.
All right.
Love the new show smell, man.
New show.
Got that going.
Up top.
Do it.
Let's do it. We're going to run through the standings real quick. After week 2, we have 2 teams, the 2-0.
Really? Well, those are 2 lucky teams.
Adam and Fed.
Who's Fed?
You're Fed.
That's right.
How's it feel to be 2-0?
Feels beautiful.
We have 4 teams at 1-1. Al, Jay, Brandon, and Jergy.
I think those teams still have a chance to go in that top 4.
Really
Playoffs are coming soon. Week 2.
Really?
Playoffs are already on the verge, man. They're coming.
They're coming. We got 2 teams at 0-2, riding in the toilet. Grant and Michael.
Take a good look at this jersey, boys.
You know what this
Fitting you
means?
very well.
It's also history breaking.
That's right. I think we have yet to have a team go 0-14 in this league, so let's see if one of you guys can do it.
All right. Let's do it.
Do it. Now I'd like to bring in one of my favorite segments we call Hot
or Not. We're going to give you 4 players that are hot
and not,
and we're going to get them going. I'm going to be your stat guy. You want to go with the stats? You want to come to me. You want to go with your gut? You go with this guy. Let's do it.
Do it. You touched me.
Do you like that? My first hot player, I'm going to give you Darren Sproles. He's projected 25.5. Now this guy's against a Miami defense. Now Miami's ranked 25th in pass defense, and Sproles already has 167 yards and a touchdown on just 12 attempts passing. Miami is allowing 23 points a game, so look for a solid air game from Sproles, who should tear up another 30-point fantasy week.
I'm going to go a different route on my first hot pick. I'm going to have to go with Drew Brees. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past 2 weeks, which I know I have. I've been watching football religiously every Sunday. I'm going to have to go with him. 9 touchdowns in the past 2 games? You're crazy to pass it up. He's going against Buffalo. And who's Buffalo? I know I'm not a fan of Buffalo. I'm going to see him trash him all day. Enjoy to watch that game.
I like Drew Brees. But who I like a little bit more is I'm going to tip my hat off to Aaron Rodgers. He's projected 16.7, but he's against an embarrassing St. Louis defense, who's on average let up 258 yards and 3 touchdowns air out. They lost to a lackluster Seattle Seahawks team where they let Matt Hasselbeck, Matt Hasselbeck, throw for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rodgers has thrown for 445 yards and 2 touchdowns already, so look for him to rack up about 25 fantasy points this week.
I do have to agree with you on that. Aaron Rodgers, solid pick. I'm going to have to go one step ahead of you on this, though, Alex. I'm going to have to go with Matt Schwab. His first week, horrific. I didn't even expect him to be starting week 2. But this guy comes out like nothing even happened and just dominates. Most points I've seen from him ever, and I think it might be a week to just put him in and see what happens. He might have the magic again.
My first not pick of the week is Arizona's quarterback, Kurt Warner. Now here's why. Forget the 243 yards and the 2 touchdowns against the Jaguars. Jacksonville is ranked 26th in pass defense, giving up 279.5 yards a game. Ryan Leaf could throw for 200 yards against the Jaguars. No offense to Brandon, but Warner threw 3 picks against the 20th ranked 49ers team. There's no way he's even getting 200 yards against the Colts, who are ranked number 1 in pass defense, giving an average quarterback around 65.3 passer rating. So unless your backup is Mark Bulger, expect only about 10 points from this ball-happy grocer.
Now to my first not pick, I'm going to have to say Ronnie Brown. He's going up against a San Diego defense that I'm even afraid to go watch. I expect him and the Wildcat to fail. That's nothing I would like to say personally, but I'm an optimistic person. You have to see what is really out there. And Ronnie Brown running through this defense, I'm not seeing it.
My not pick number 2, Chris Johnson. He's projected to get about 15.14 points. But let's forget last week for a second. Chris Johnson against the 7th-ranked Pittsburgh defense ran for 57 yards on 15 attempts and had no touchdowns. He only had about 5 fantasy points in week 1. Houston is ranked 32nd in rush defense. And in case you've been kind of behind, that's dead last. So how do you think he's going to do against a 6th-ranked Jets rush defense? 50's nifty, but the Jets are risky. I'd look to your bench.
And for my second not pick, I'm going to have to go with good old Marion Barber. I'm expecting Tony Romo to come out with his passing attack against this Carolina defense. Watch the run not be as effective just because Tony Romo always has something to prove. That stadium, they don't have anything to talk about that. They're going to play the game. That should not be something that overshadows that. So I think overall, Marion Barber, he is kind of injured. I wouldn't put any money on him. I'd look at free agency.
Here's a segment we call Week 3 Matchups. Do it! I'm going to tackle the El Jergway and Mr. Earl matchup. Michael is ranked 0-2 with Mr. Earl, and El Jergway is 1-1. So let's do it. El Jergway, Mr. Jergay. I like Phillip Rivers against Miami. He threw for 400-plus yards against a tough Baltimore defense. Miami struggled against the Colts passing attack, so look for some good points this week. I don't like Marion Barber. I will agree with you there. He's out with a quad injury. He's 50-50 and expected to, I don't know. His projections are high. I'd maybe look to Reggie Bush. He also has Pierre Thomas on the bench. You could go hand in hand with that one. Depends on what you're looking for. I also don't like Chris Johnson, as stated earlier. I'm not saying don't play him, but be wary against the stingy Jets defense. Michael, on the other hand, he's got Drew Brees. And you don't not go with Drew Brees.
You can't.
He has Tony Romo against Carolina, which is a good matchup. I'm not going to say no, but Drew Brees is fire right now.
Better.
You can't bench this guy. His struggles are Willie Parker. He has 74 all-purpose yards in just 2 games. 9 fantasy points total on the season. And with LT looking to come back, I look to bench Silly Willie. Chicago's D, with Seneca Wallace at QB for Seattle, expect the Bears to just rape the Hawks. I'm going to take Mr. Earl Bowen to get his first win in this week.